The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are the Force. We are the West.
Texas Rangers baseball is presented by AT&T Uverse TV. Just down below I-70 here east of Kansas City, you find Kauffman Stadium. It's the scene of tonight's game between your Texas Rangers and the Kansas City Royals. And welcome in, everyone, along with Tom Graves, Steve Busby. Glad you joined us for this Wednesday night of Rangers baseball. Rangers wrapping up a long 10-game road trip tonight, and they look to get back home tomorrow night on a winning note. And tonight, they'll have to take on the Royals, who've been playing pretty well. But the Rangers have a couple of guys in the lineup that have been playing extremely well. One of them walking wounded, and that's Alex Rios.
You know, Buzz, for much of the first 4 months of the season, Alex was in the top 10 in hitting well over 300. Went into a little bit of a free fall. A lot of it is tied to that injury that he's got on his thumb. And I give Alex a lot of credit. He's not complaining about it. He's doing his best to play through it. But you can see him cringe when he hits a ball off the end of the bat or a ball off the handle, but he's battling through it. And hopefully he'll be able to finish strong. And if last night is any indication of what September holds in store for him, it'll be pretty good. He had a double off the wall. Later in the ball game, a single up the middle, and after that, he had another base hit to right field. So 3 hits for Alex in the ball game, and hopefully Alex, in spite of that injury to his thumb, will be able to finish strong in the month of September.
And the Rangers would love to see Alex heat up tonight and get the rest of the ball club going along with him. They've had trouble scoring runs, especially against these Kansas City Royals. So Nick Tepesch, his first start in front of his hometown crowd, will be on the hill tonight. Rangers and Royals coming up in just a few moments from Kauffman Stadium. We'll be back with more right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealer. The Ford Summer Spectacular Sales Event, now playing at a Ford dealer near you. By AT&T Uverse TV. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT. Mobilizing your world. And by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. Now, it is a warm, relatively muggy evening here in Kansas City, Kauffman Stadium. Clear skies overhead, a gentle breeze blowing out toward left field. We'll come back with the starting lineups and the first pitch of the final game of this series right after this on Fox Sports Southwest.
Keep up with your teams and keep up with us.
And welcome back to Kauffman Stadium. Ranger fans in attendance here. It has been a difficult series. As Tom told you, the Rangers dropping back-to-back one-run decisions to the Kansas City Royals, 4-3 and 2-1. And so those are probably more difficult to absorb, I think, if you're playing in them than the games where you just get blasted and lose by a lot.
Yeah, because, Buzz, in those kind of games, you just can go back for 9 innings and recount the 4 or 5 things that might have been that would have resulted in a different outcome. So, yeah, those are tough to take last night. The Rangers had some opportunities, and Kansas City took advantage of a couple, and 2 close games went against us.
And, you know, Adrian Beltre said the thing that he is concerned about with the younger players coming up and playing, now you have a few more in September, is that he doesn't want anybody on this team to start accepting the idea that losing is okay. And whether it be by 1 run or by 15 runs, I think Adrian Beltre's idea is that, look, you know, we accept the way things are this year, the hand we've been dealt, but let's at least try to go out and compete in each ball game to try and win that game so we don't lose that edge. And I think Adrian's done a great job of leading by example and trying to do that. And Ron Washington kind of changed that culture when he came over here in 2007 as his first year as manager. The Rangers had gotten fairly comfortable and not winning, and he changed that, and it got very good for back-to-back years in 2010 and 11 going to the World Series, and that's exactly where the Rangers want to get back to. Well, the Royals taking the field tonight, and the veteran left-hander Jason Vargas on the hill. And take a look at the Southwest Airlines Texas Rangers batting order that Vargas will face tonight. Daniel Robertson leads off, and he plays left field. The shortstop is Elvis Andrus. Alex Rios in right, batting third. DHing tonight, Adrian Beltre. Ryan Rua is at first base this evening, getting fifth. Adam Rosales at third. Tomas Telis is catching. Leonis Martin in center, bats eighth. And Luis Sardinas gets to start at second, and he will bat ninth.
On the mound for the Royals, Jason Vargas. Our Sonic scouting report on Vargas. He's having a nice season, 10-7, a nice solid 3.27 ERA. No walks allowed in 4 of his last 6 starts. 10 or more hits in each of his last 2 starts. One of those starts was against the Rangers. The Rangers beat him. He had given up 15 base runners in 6 innings against the Rangers, 11 hits and 4 walks. Rangers only got 3 runs. One of them was unearned, so they had a lot of base runners but didn't capitalize like they could have. Today they'll try to take advantage of their opportunities against Vargas, and hopefully they'll have a bunch of them.
Yeah, Rangers, as we've discussed, having trouble scoring runs, and Vargas typically is pretty stingy, so they'll have their work cut out for him again tonight. And take a look at the progressive defense for Kansas City this evening. It backs up Vargas. Gordon, Kane, and Aoki, left, center, and right. Osmond first, Infante and Escobar up the middle. Michael Moustakas started third tonight. Salvador Perez is behind the plate. And the 31-year-old southpaw, Jason Vargas from Apple Valley, California, is on the hill. So Vargas having a solid year here in the with the Kansas City Royals this year. Signed a 4-year contract in the offseason. Come over here and be a mainstay of the pitching staff, and he has held up his end of the bargain. Daniel Robertson to start things off. Daniel steps in at 296. And the first pitch of the game is a strike on the inside corner. Daniel, no home runs, but he has driven in 17. Both cornermen up for the Royals, and the pitch is lofted to right field. Aoki moving to his right back a couple of steps, makes the grab, and Daniel Robertson skies out. And that's how we get things started here tonight. 84 degrees at game time. The heat index up there a little bit at 94. Humidity up in the upper reaches. Wind out of the south about 10 miles an hour, and it's drifting from the right field corner out toward the left field corner. Now, we may see the ball carry a little better tonight to left and left center field than we have the first couple of nights here. Here's Elvis Andrus. Elvis a 264 average. And Vargas' first pitch is just a bit low for ball 1. Elvis against Jason Vargas over the years, 47 at bats. And he's just a 213 hitter. 10 hits in those 47. Vargas pulling the string. It's 1-1.
Well, Vargas missed 3 weeks earlier in the season. He had an appendectomy. But he's made the most out of his 25 starts with 10 wins. And pretty much we'll say the same thing tonight that we said when Vargas was pitching against the Rangers in Texas. He's kind of the definition of a 3rd or 4th starter on a good team, a guy that, if he stays healthy, can give you 200 innings and win 12, 15 ball games, somewhere around in there. It's kind of the type of pitcher he's been in his career.
And Elvis pops up the next pitch. Eric Hosmer, the first baseman, coming down the line, makes the grab, and Elvis is out. 2 gone. Alex Rios will be next.
Vargas is not a hard thrower, but he still depends on his fastball to set up his changeup. That's a real good pitch for him, and a curveball. We'll try to throw the fastball into the right-handers to kind of keep them off that changeup that he likes to sink away from the right-hand hitters. And when he's on his game, he can tune up some gems.
Yeah, and you would think in a ballpark like this, too, with the spaciousness of it, that'd be a pretty good place for him to work.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, 2 gone. Here's Rios. Alex, a 282 average. Up a few points from last night. Had a 3-for-4 evening. First pitch is inside for ball 1.
Yeah, Vargas is not a big strikeout guy, so this is a perfect park and a perfect team to have behind him, because they're a very good defensive team, both in the infield and in the outfield. And it's a good park for him to give up long fly balls that don't go out of the ballpark. Rangers have hit a bunch of those in the first 2 games.
Yeah, I think the Royals team, too, is set up pretty well for this park with the speed they have in the outfield. And we've talked a lot about the size of the outfield. When you have a guy like Lorenzo Cain in center or Gerard Dyson, either one of them, they cover a lot of ground, alley to alley. Then you put Aoki, who runs pretty well in right field. And Gordon is above average speed-wise in left. So you've got guys that can track down the ball, and that's critical when a guy gets a lot of balls put in play like Vargas does. 2-1 pitch. Off the end of the bat, rolled out to short. Escobar on to Hosmer. That'll do it. Well, the Rangers go quietly in the top of the first. Vargas sets them down in order. After half inning, the Rangers nothing. The Royals coming up. Now the Rangers dealt with very quickly in the top of the first. Now Kansas City comes to bat against Nick Tepic. And here's the lineup that the Ranger right-hander will face this evening. Nori Aoki leads off. Omar Infante is next. Then it's the left fielder Alex Gordon. Salvador Perez batting cleanup. Eric Hosmer at first. Billy Butler is the DH. Lorenzo Cain in center, tearing up the Rangers this year. Mike Moustakas at third. Now Alcides Escobar plays short and bats ninth.
Sonic scouting report for Ranger starter Nick Tepic. 4-8 after 18 games, 17 starts. Allowed 2 or fewer runs in 4 of his last 5 starts. 10 walks and 4 strikeouts, though, in his last 3 starts. He threw a lot of pitches in his last start on this trip at Houston. The numbers don't look all that bad. 4 1/3, 5 hits, and a couple of runs. But he had to throw 89 pitches and wasn't able to get out of the 5th inning. So Nick out there tonight trying to be a little bit sharper within the strike zone than he was in his last start. So it was just one of those games where he wasn't able to throw the ball where he wanted to.
Pitch down and into Aoki. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Tepic grew up about 15 minutes east of the ballpark, down Interstate 70 in Blue Springs, Missouri. Got a lot of family and friends here. This is the first time that he's worked as a professional in this ballpark. Now, he played some high school games here, but he never pitched here. He has a position player he played a couple of times, but said he never pitched in this ballpark. And he's going to get a chance to find out how it plays tonight from the mound. 1-2 to Aoki. Chopper to third, and that will be picked up in foul territory by Rosales. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Nick, of course, not only growing up playing high school ball in Blue Springs, went to University of Missouri, which is about 100 miles down the road, down I-70 in Columbia, Missouri. So very much a native of the Show Me State. Aoki waiting. He is back in there, and Tepic agrees to the sign. 2-2 now. Aoki this year, going back to the start of 2012, actually, got 96 infield hits. That's amazing. Over three seasons, almost 3 full seasons now.
They've got 2 guys like that.
And there's another one why you would put him in that category. And he made that a tough play for Rosales. But Adam makes the play, and that's out number 1.
The other guy that's like that is Escobar. Escobar's got a ton of infield hits as well.
And let's take a look at the rest of the Ranger defense, delivered to you by Fred Loya Insurance. Outfield this evening, Robertson, Martin, and Rios left, center, and right. Ryan Rua at first. Luis Sardinas playing at second base. Elvis Andrus the shortstop. You saw it, and Rosales getting the start at third, and Tomas Dailies is catching. Now Omar Infante, and Tepic's first pitch is a bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. Infante at 256. 6 home runs, 59 runs driven in. He's been in a little bit of an offensive funk of late. Takes a strike to even the count. He does have a 4-game hitting streak going. 5 for 17 over that streak. 1 for 4 in last night's game. Tepic just missed the outside corner. Field and Culbreth, the crew chief, calling the balls and strikes tonight. Daly's with the signs. Tepesch, the 2-1. 3-1 the count. Infante now in a good hitter's count. He's trying to get aboard with one out here in the first. Alex Gordon will be the next Royals hitter. In the air to left field. Robertson backed up a few steps, now trots back in a couple of steps. That is out number 2. Infante got it down toward the end of the bat a little bit. 2 up, 2 away. And now Alex Gordon will step in. Gordon 2 for 6 with a home run against Nick Tepesch in his career. Gordon, a .278 hitter overall, 18 home runs, 63 RBI, and the power numbers either the tops or tied for the tops on the Royals team. Takes a strike from Tepesch. Home runs lead the Royals, and the 63 RBI are tied with Salvador Perez for the top spot.
Gordon's starting to hit the long ball more often. He hit 9 home runs in August, half of his home runs.
A little looper out to Rosales. That's not going to get out.
That's going to stay in the ballpark right there.
Yeah, Wynn got it. You never know what's going to happen. No, Nick Tepesch has a very quick and easy 1-2-3 inning himself. We have played one at Kauffman Stadium, and we are scoreless.
The race to the postseason is on.
Makes the catch.
Can the Royals keep the pace as the Yankees face a must-win to grab the wild card?
Ellsbury is safe.
It's Royals versus Yankees. Saturday at 4 Eastern on Fox Sports 1.
Folks, the help with the Texas Rangers help more kids get healthy and with the Just Keep Living programs, or get in the game with the RBI baseball programs. Make a donation to the Texas Rangers Baseball Foundation. You can do that today at texasrangers.com/foundation. Well, Adrian Beltre will start things off against Jason Vargas here in the second inning. Scoreless ball game. We have not had a base runner through the first inning. Beltre steps in, hitting at .323. Like Elvis Andrus, not a whole lot of success against Vargas. Adrian hitting just .188. I don't imagine there are too many left-handed pitchers around that Adrian would have a .188 average against. Vargas has been pretty tough on him over the years. 1-0 pitch. Escobar to the backhand. And a high throw, safe at first base, as Hosburn not able to get the tag on Beltre. And Adrian, in an effort to elude the tag, went into fair territory, and that's okay. He wasn't making a move towards second base. First base umpire Alan Porter right on top of things, and Adrian taking advantage of the error.
There'd be no reason for him to go towards second. He's just getting out of the way, and it just brought him towards second base. That rule is if a ball goes over the first baseman's head and the guy says, "Oh, I'm going to go to second," and then realizes he can't. Now you've made a play towards second.
Yeah.
But Beltre was not going to second. He was just trying to avoid the tag. He did a pretty good job of it.
Now the Rangers get a base runner on the air, and now Ryan Rua takes first pitch inside for ball 1.
Easy play for Escobar. He just kind of took his time and showed his arm off and sailed on him.
That's the 86th error of the year for the Royals. Uncharacteristically, they've had 4 now in this series. 2 balls and no strikes. Rua, 4 out of 19 since being called up from AAA. That's a .211 average. Hit safely in 4 of his 5 starts, trying to make it 5 out of 6 here tonight. Takes that Vargas pitch out the knees, 2-1. Vargas has set a check of Beltre at first. And Gonna drive to left. Gordon coming on and sinking, and Gordon down and makes a backhanded catch.
I don't think
Beltre trying to get back to first, and he is out at first.
Oh, man. I thought the ball bounced in left field to begin with.
Well, Ron Washington's going to go out there and check.
That ball bounced.
The third base umpire, Rob Drake, didn't have a chance to get very far out there, so he was looking at it from, maybe 150, 175 feet. And Ron Washington immediately going out there, and he's going to query the umpires. They're going to get together and see if anybody else had a good viewpoint of it.
You get a pretty good view of it right here. That ball
sure
wasn't
did.
even close to being a catch.
Sure did.
The whole Ranger bench knew it bounced.
Yeah.
We could see it from up here, but I think you're right, Buzz. He was running out. His eyes were bouncing up and down as he was jogging, and he just didn't get a good look at it. I think they're probably trying to say, okay, he trapped it. I guess you just have to say that Beltre just stays at second. There's not much else you could do.
Right. And Field and Culbreth, the crew chief and home plate umpire, and now they've gotten together and said everybody is safe, and Beltre is going to go to second.
There you go.
So first and second, and that won't be a challenge in any event. It was an umpire consultation, if you will, with each other. So first and second now with nobody out.
Don Wakamatsu's talking indoors, inside to the guys to make sure that was the right call, and that'll be a pretty simple one to verify.
Well, the first hit of the ball game, Ryan Ruoh, it's that sinking liner that falls in. 2 on, nobody out. Adam Rosales, the third baseman tonight, is at the plate, and the Royals protecting against the bunt, but not wholeheartedly. They've got Moustakas at third and Hosmer at first, even with the bags. They're not completely sold on Rosales laying down a bunt here.
And Moustakas better be careful. Adam get one of those change-ups and rip a one-hopper right at him if he's in on the grass.
Yeah. Check your dental insurance.
Yeah.
Rosales, a .314 average, 3 home runs, 15 driven in.
Now, there might be a time, depending on the situation, where Adam would bunt, but he's one of the hottest Rangers. He's the player of the month. Well, I think Wash is saying, I'm going to let him swing the bat.
1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, Rosales has had some big hits, and Wash, especially in the early going of a ball game. Now, if this were 7th or 8th inning or something like that, it might change the thinking. See Rosales with runners in scoring position, one of the best on the ball club this year, .364. Fouls that pitch back, and the count moves to 1-2.
One thing that's hurt the Rangers in the first 2 games of this series had been their propensity to hit in double plays. There have been a number of double plays the Rangers have hit into.
6 of them.
6 of them. That's a pretty good number in 2 days. That's about the best way you can kill a rally is hit into a double play.
Vargas, a check of the runners, the 1-2 to Rosales. Call strike 3. Well, he crossed up Rosales in both pitch selection and location, and Adam couldn't pull the trigger.
Oh, a good pitch by Vargas. Trying to throw the fastball in, and he makes just about a perfect pitch. Barely touching the inside corner. Threw it exactly where he wanted to.
All right, Jack in the Box pitch tracker showing you the location of that. Almost impossible to swing at it and expect to get good wood on it. So 1 away now, still first and second. Tomas Telis, the switch hitting catcher, is up there. And Vargas drops in a breaking ball. Telis, 6 out of 24 since coming up to the big club. That's a .250 average. He's driven in 5, and he has been doing a very good job behind the plate and taking some playing time from Robinson Chirinos. Ground ball into the hole. They go to second. They get 1. The return to first, not in time. Telis able to leg out the back end of that double play attempt, but just barely.
That's about as quick as you can turn it. As a second baseman, Omar Infante, that ball barely touched his glove before he had it redirected toward first base. But it things hit slowly enough to where that's all he could do. We'll take another look at it and watch how quickly the second baseman gets rid of the ball. Almost turned it.
Man. That's always amazed me how some of those middle infielders, particularly second baseman, can do that. Doesn't even look like they touched the ball, and it's like you said, Tom, it's redirected more than anything else.
That's right.
Wow. So 2 outs now, runners at the corners. Leonys Martin moving from the top spot down to the 8th spot with a left-hander on the mound. A chance to get the Rangers on the board. Take strike 1 from Vargas. Martin this year a .270 average overall. 6 home runs and 35 RBIs. He's got Beltre at third, Tillis at first. 0-1 pitch. Broken bat sawed him off, and a little looper down to Moustakas. Boy, that is a major league jam shot. Well, the Rangers can't do anything with first and second, nobody out. They strand 2 on a hit and an error after 1.5. No score in Kansas City. Now it's time for you to tweet your photo for a chance to have it shown on one of our upcoming broadcasts. Thanks to all the good folks at AT&T. Just use hashtag Southwest Fan Photo, and your photo might be selected to be aired during the season. Give you tonight's selection a little bit later on in our telecast. Nick Tepesch going to work here in the bottom of the second inning. He will face Salvador Perez, Eric Hosmer, Eric Hosmer, and Billy Butler. We told you Salvador Perez, the big thorn in the side of the Rangers in this series. Driven in 4 of the 6 runs that Kansas City has scored in the first 2 games. He's now tied for the team leadership with a 63 RBI. And he pops this one up. Shallow left. Coming on Robertson. Daniel there makes the catch in front of Leonys Martin for out number 1. A good pitch by Tepesch to get Perez out on the front foot. Now Eric Hosmer will come up. Hosmer back off the disabled list here on Monday night. Played in the first 2 games this series. .266 the average overall. 6 home runs, 46 driven in. 0-1. Hosmer with that hairline fracture of his right hand. His pad on the outside of his right hand. It's the bottom hand on the bat. He was hit by a pitch, and back in there now. He was fortunate it wasn't a displaced fracture. He was only out for 3.5 weeks. That's out of play down the left side, and it moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes.
Hosmer had a pretty good year for the Royals last year. He played in 159 games. Hit over 300. 17 home runs. The year before that he had a down year, and the year before that he hit 290. So he's right on the verge of establishing himself as a frontline first baseman. I think everybody thought coming into the big leagues as a huge prospect, high draft choice, that he had the potential to become an all-star, and he does.
And that pitch just inside to him. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Still only 24 years old, even though this will be his 4th year in the big leagues.
You can tell a big guy that has a vicious swing. That's off the end of the bat out toward short. Elvis charging and on the run. Throws out Hosmer. 2 gone.
Well, there's been some guys getting jammed in this game. Both teams.
And so far both pitchers have not shied away from getting that ball inside, have they?
No, not at all.
Now Billy Butler will be next. Butler back to his DH role. And when Hosmer was hurt, Butler played almost the entire month of August at first base. 0 for 3 last night, and he's currently riding an 0 for 13 streak. Butler moving up the ranks in all-time Kansas City Royal history offensively. Takes that pitch for a strike. He's currently 7th with 127 career home runs. .296 career average. That's good for 3rd all time.
Boy, you could tell
Swing and
Butler,
miss.
he's just not feeling good
No.
at the plate. I haven't seen him swing like this very often. Generally, when we play the Royals, Butler's right in the middle of everything, taking some great swings, hitting the ball hard, but he's struggling in this series.
Now that pitch, any pitch down and in, whether it's a breaking ball or a fastball coming to him and giving him problems, he's getting tied up. The 1-2 offering. And something away.
Never seen him look like that.
Nope. No, Tepesch gets the strikeout. He's now retired 6 straight, sends the Royals down in order once again. We have finished 2 at Kauffman Stadium. Rangers nothing, Royals nothing.
At Grand Prairie Ford, if Ford builds it, we discount it. Hey folks, I'm Angie Stevens, and you know that's our motto here at Grand Prairie Ford. So truck buyers right now get up to $13,000 off the MSRP on all F-150s in stock. And that includes a great selection of Platinum versions, Lariats, XLTs, and more. Or how about brand new Ford Explorers? These are 2015 Explorers up to $6,000 off. Folks, you can see more of our giant inventory anytime at gpford.com. Then hurry in, take I-30 to Beltline Road to Grand Prairie Ford.
Mariners, Rangers, tomorrow at 6:30 on Fox Sports Southwest.
Hey fans, you can follow every Rangers game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. You get live look-ins, instant replay, scores, stats, audio, free MLB.tv game of the day, and a lot more. Download at the App Store, or you can visit TexasRangers.com today. In a scoreless ball game, we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Luis Sardinas, the number 9 hitter, to start things off against Jason Vargas. The switch-hitting infielder takes strike 1. Saw Sardinas last night in a pinch-hitting role. His first action since being called back up to the big club. Escobar near the bag at second. Throws out Sardinas, 1 gone. Now, before Daniel Robertson steps in, let's take time for a Mazda game break. Here's John Radigan. John?
Yeah, Buzz, we start in Cleveland tonight, and the Royals fans might like the sight of this. Lonnie Chisenhall doubles off Justin Verlander. It goes into the corner. That made it 3-0 Tribe. Cleveland leads it 4-0 now in the top of the 6th, guys.
All right, John, thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of scoreboard watching going on up here. And that has the interest of the fans just as much as this ball game does it's being played on the field. Robertson takes strike 1. Daniel fly ball to right as he began things here this evening. Daniel, a .294 hitter as he faces Vargas. That pitch inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Daniel last night had his career best 7-game hitting streak snapped. Took an 0 for 3, although he did have the lone RBI for the Rangers. 2-1. The infield just about straight away, maybe a step to the left. The outfield, though, shading around to the right. Vargas taking a little bit off and got the outside corner. 2-2 now. Vargas originally wanted to go to college at LSU, played 1 year down there, and then transferred back to the West Coast. There's a drive into left center. That is up the alley, and it is going to be cut off by Kane, but not before Robertson can motor into second base with a 1-out double.
Well, Daniel continues to get the job done. Came into the game hitting .364 over 8 games. Had a 7-game hitting streak snapped in last night's game. But he starts another one right now. With it gets a good fastball to hit and takes advantage of it. If that ball could have rolled a little bit past Kane to the wall, it might have been a triple.
Yeah, I thought when it left the bat getting in there that it was going to get to the wall, but Kane able to get it over there and cut it off. So Robertson at second now after that one-out double. Here's Elvis, who popped out to first in the first. He takes a knee-high strike as Gilda Culbreth had delayed his call. It's 0-1. 263. Elvis's average. Took an 0 for last night. And he's on the downside of a little bit of a slide that he has going. Just 9 for his last 50 over the last 2 weeks of play. Lays off that big curveball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Elvis on the road trip. 7 for 37. He started to drive the ball a little bit. We saw him rip a couple of balls to left field here and didn't have a lot to show for it. But he started driving it just a little bit. Chopper out toward short. Escobar on to first. That's out number 2. On to third goes Robertson. So Daniel 90 feet away now with the first run of the game, but with 2 outs, and Alex Rios will come up.
Boy, through 2 innings and 2/3, there have been a lot of weakly hit balls. Bloopers and dribblers.
Maybe they're playing with dead baseballs.
Sure seems like it. Or
back
broken,
to the dead ball era.
Broken bats, one or the other.
Could be.
They weren't broken when they started. They're broken after they're hitting.
Alex Rios rolled out to short his first time up there. With Robertson at third, now Vargas will continue to work from the stretch. Rios a 282 average. And Vargas able to drop that curveball in for strike 1. Alex 5 for 10 in his last 3 ball games with an RBI, pair of doubles. So he has found a couple of gaps. 0-1 pitch. Vargas, very subtle changes of speeds, and you know when he's on, and it looks like he's on right now, he has a lot of hitters that are just a little bit off. You talked about the jam shots, Tom, and balls off the end of the bat, and pretty tough when he's throwing the ball well to center it up on the good part of the bat.
Yeah, and I think the key for him is to be able to locate that fastball to the right-hand hitters on the inside corner. He's already gotten us big strikeout that way, and some balls off the handle.
Down and away, the swinging strike 3, and the Rangers again are gone in the third. No runs a hit, and 1 man left after 2.5. No score from Kansas City. Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by the all-new Mazda 3 with seamless connectivity. And speaking of seamless, as we go to the bottom of the third inning, last night's connected pitcher, if you will, the seamless connectivity, Derek Holland has joined us. Derek, thanks very much for taking the time. I know you're on your downtime tonight, so thanks for joining us and kind of rehash how things felt last night. First of all, it had to feel great to get back out there in competition.
No, it definitely felt good to get back out there. You know, that's what I've been working for, was to get back and be a part of this team.
And Derek, you've said for probably a couple of rehab starts that you were ready, and boy, you sure looked ready last night. That, I don't know how you felt, but I mean, that's mid-season form right there.
I definitely was ready. You know, I had the whole preparation down in AAA, and AA was just trying to make sure I was ready to go, getting all my pitches where I needed to, and you know, being able to command my fastball. And I thought I did a good job of that last night.
No doubt about that. And you get back today, and you know sometimes even in rehab starts, AAA or AA, you don't get the adrenaline pumping as much as you have. But you got in the game last night. Do you notice any lingering effects today on you physically from your first time out there?
Oh, no. I feel good. You know, the training staff and strength coaches have done a great job of getting me back into shape and getting me ready to go. Overall, you know, each time I went out, I had to figure out how I would feel the next day and report that to them, and I feel amazing.
Derek, it was pretty obvious that Briggs Berry means a lot to you and played a part with his name on your shoes, and you wrote his name on the back of the mound. Did you have a chance to talk to him today by any chance?
Yeah, I got to talk to him a little bit. Everything's going well for him. He's definitely improving each day, which is, you know, a blessing and amazing to hear. His mom's been in touch with me as well, keeping me informed with everything. I got the update last night that he was really into the game, and that was awesome to hear. I mean, that put the smile on my face for sure.
Now, you're bearing down in the game, obviously, and concentrating on the hitters. Was that in the back of your mind at all?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm, you know, it was there, but the main thing is, you know, I wanted to make sure I was doing everything I could to help my team to win. But at the same time, yeah, that was definitely in there. And every time I would make a pitch, if I felt like I was getting a little tired or anything at all, I just kept thinking about, hey, you know, this is nothing. You got to keep pushing yourself.
Well, that's great motivation. That's a super way to look at it. I can't think of a better way to honor a young man than what you were able to do last night, Derek, to show what you know, what the courage of battling something like that is. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, he's inspired a lot of people, not only myself, but everybody that's got to hear his story as well. I think it's been something that's moved a lot of people. And like I said, he gave me a really good, how you want to put it, like lesson on learning how to live life to the fullest and enjoy everything you get.
You know, Buzz, when we played, which was a long time ago, the rookies wouldn't be flicking sunflower seeds at the veterans. I'll tell you that.
It's unbelievable. This guy right now.
You got to play in the big leagues for a couple of months to be able to do that.
Well, he just happens to be my roommate, so it's okay. I'll make sure I take care of that when he gets back.
You'll deal with that. Deal with that.
There is a little bit of a hierarchy in a big league clubhouse, Derek. You should know that, because I'm sure you paid the price when you were a rookie.
Did I ever? Thank you, Darren Oliver, Kevin Millwood, Eddie Guardado.
Well, now it's your time to repay.
I'm trying. Oh, there's more.
If you need any video evidence for the Kangaroo Court, we can give it to you, so just keep that in mind.
Yes, please. Let's keep this out there.
Derek, last night some of your best pitching came in the 6th inning and 7th inning after leadoff doubles, and you faced tough hitters with your best stuff. That had to be gratifying to save your best stuff for the last 2 innings.
Well, it's just kind of like we were saying before, is, you know, I got to continue to stay motivated with every pitch that I was doing. You know, situations were getting tough, but I kept telling myself, you know, hey, you just make these pitches right here, these guys are going to make the plays for you, and they definitely did that for me.
Good job.
Good. Did you find at all, Derek, last night that you had to knock a little rust off as far as your thinking your way through a ball game? A lot of things get to be automatic, and it didn't look like you had any problem with it. Did that pop up at all?
No, I felt like I was prepared. You know, that's one of the things that I was watching a lot of was Game 4 of the World Series. I was visualizing from that, just watching and getting ideas and putting the mental preparation into it to make sure that I stayed focused with all that. Anytime I would run into a big situation, I wanted to make sure I stayed pretty calm about it.
There you go.
There we go.
Those two guys ought to prepare for the games they're playing in as much as they're preparing to get a hold of Derek Holland in this interview. I'll tell you that.
Unbelievable job. I'm getting wet. I've got ice cubes. I've got sunflower seeds, and I've got some gum.
That was just the small ice bucket challenge there. That's good. Good it wasn't the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I've already did that, so I'm ready if I have to do some more. And I just got out of the cold tub not too long ago, so.
That is going to be a problem. Escobar into second base, and there's the first Royals hit of the night. 2-out double by Alcides Escobar.
Well, there's not much that Daniel could do on that. He was shading Escobar over around toward left center field, and he just hit a little blooper that plopped in down the line. Daniel just had too far to go to try to get to that ball.
Hey, hello, Woody.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it, where Daniel started and where he finished up. He had about a 50-yard run to go. But Derek, we won't keep you. I know you want to get back and have a chat with your roommate and some other folks down there in the dugout. Nice of them to let you to do this unmolested.
Yeah, tell me about it. I never got bothered once through this whole interview.
No, I noticed that. Well, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. And again, congratulations on last night. Even though the ball club didn't win, you had a super outing, and happy for you.
Well, I do want to say one thing, though.
Okay.
Also, thank you guys for giving the shout out to Briggs and everything, and keeping his family informed and into the game as well. So I appreciate what you guys did as well.
You're very welcome.
That's
thanks,
our pleasure, Derek.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Take care. Right back to Tepesch off the bat of Aoki, and Nick will throw him out. That'll do it. So Tepesch able to work around the 2-out double. Escobar left stranded. We'll go to the 4th inning here at Kauffman Stadium. The Rangers nothing and the Royals nothing on Fox Sports Southwest.
Elvis, the king of rock and roll? Nah, the king of shortstops. Bare hand, backhand, turning two, or taking it himself. Doesn't matter. Hands as soft as a face full of shaving cream. Top stepper in the box, the king reigns supreme. Real Texas royalty. September 11th, Angels Rangers. First 15,000 get a Fanatics Fan Choice camo shirt.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, folks, tomorrow the Rangers return from this long road trip, and they'll host Seattle for the start of a 4-game series. Tomorrow night's a 7:05 start. The first 15,000 fans will receive a Shin-Soo Choo bobblehead. Get your tickets for the first September giveaway at TexasRangers.com. Well, Adrian Beltre will start things off for the Rangers here in the 4th inning. Scoreless ball game. Rangers with 2 hits and the Royals with 1. Beltre reached on an error his first time up there, and he takes the first Vargas pitch that hits the outside corner for strike 1. Adrian 0 for 1 tonight. That batting average now, it's still at .323. And speaking of batting averages, we'll give you the Ford leaderboard. The leaders in the American League. Jose Altuve still up there. Matter of fact, he keeps going up. .340. Victor Martinez at .332. Then Adrian 9 points behind him at .323. Cano has slipped down to 4th. 2 balls and a strike to Beltre here. And that pitch is low. 3 balls and a strike. So Adrian trying to get aboard again to lead off an inning. He did so in the 2nd. He'll be followed by Ryan Rua. Our Jack in the Box pitch tracker showing you the dispersal of those pitches. That ball is hit toward the gap in left center. That is up the alley and headed to the wall. Beltre into second base, a leadoff 2-bagger. Well, the 2nd double for the Rangers tonight. Daniel Robertson had a 1-out double in the 3rd. Now Adrian Beltre begins the 4th with his 27th double of the year.
Well, the Rangers had 2 men on in the 2nd with nobody out. The double you mentioned in the 3rd, and now a leadoff double here in the 4th. And in Arlington, Vargas pitched and had 15 base runners in 6 innings, and the Rangers only could get 3 runs, 2 of them earned. They need to start taking advantage of the opportunities. They're getting the men on. They're just not getting anything after that to bring them in.
Well, Adrian Beltre increasing his hitting streak to 20 consecutive games against Kansas City. Well, Beltre out there at 2nd, carrying the first run of the game for the Rangers, and Ryan Rua 0-1 after the foul ball. Rua had that sinking line drive single to left field. That was the first Ranger hit of the night back in the 2nd. Pretty good off-speed pitch from Vargas. Boy, he has that thing working. He's tough. 0-2 to Rua. Salvador Perez, the series of signs. Now Vargas ready. Off the end of the bat out towards 2nd. Beltre hesitated because it was a looping drive, so he couldn't get a great jump, and by the time he realized it was going to hit the ground, it was too late, as Infante had the ball, and had Beltre tried to advance to 3rd, he would have been thrown out from here to Grandview.
You have to make your determination right off the bat, and when you see the ball hit in the air like that, your first reaction is to stop and go back so you don't get doubled off 2nd. You're right, Buzz. By the time you see that it's going to bounce, it's too late to go to 3rd.
Well, Rua did his job as far as hitting the ball the other way, but not much you can do about that. Now here's Adam Rosales, who was called out on strikes. Biggest strikeout for Vargas tonight. That was with runners at 1st and 2nd and nobody out in the 2nd. Rosales couldn't check his swing on the first pitch. It is 0-1. Adam on this trip, a .250 hitter, gone 7 for 28. A lot of playing time for him, and he has responded very well. 0-1 pitch. That will even the count. Tom mentioned to you that Rosales, the Ranger Player of the Month. Adrian Beltre, twice the Ranger Player of the Month this year. Rosales hit .352 in the month of August. In the air to right field, Aoki setting himself to make the catch. He does, and gets rid of it quickly. Beltre staying at second, out number 2.
Well, one thing, after the Rangers do get the men on, there's not much in the way of a threat coming up after it.
Sure isn't. It has been.
And I guess that's a credit to Vargas.
Yeah.
He's making the pitches that have resulted in bloopers and little ground balls. And he's a veteran pitcher and knows how to pitch his way out of jams. Definitely does it against the Rangers anyway.
Well, the Rangers tonight already 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. That's a mark of futility they've been getting over recently, but tonight not so much. There's Tomas Taillese. Takes a strike. Matter of fact, talking about that runners in scoring position, in the last 7 games, the Rangers have hit .327 in these situations, but not yet tonight. Taillese grounded into a fielder's choice in the second. Got Beltre at second with 2 outs. It's off the end of the bat and back to the screen. 0-2. Tomas Taillese, the switch hitting catcher, up there from the right side against the lefty Vargas. Trying to pick up Beltre with the first run of the game for the Rangers. Got him swinging. Went up the ladder after a bunch of off-speed stuff, and Taillese couldn't catch up. 3 strikeouts for Vargas. Rangers can't do anything with a leadoff double. Beltre left stranded after 3.5. Still no score.
It's Royals versus Yankees. Saturday at 4 Eastern on Fox Sports 1.
Folks, Fox Sports Southwest and the Rangers want to show you their appreciation for your support this season. So, select tickets for the September the 9th game against the Angels will be buy one, get one free. Just go to TexasRangers.com and use the coupon code THANKSFANS. Well, Nick Tepesch back out to the hill, and here in the 4th inning, he will face Infante, Gordon, and Perez. Tepesch has allowed just 1 base runner. That was a 2-out double by Alcides Escobar in the 3rd inning. Nick has struck out 1 tonight. Facing Infante for the 2nd time. First time up, Infante skied to left field. First pitch from Tepesch is that big breaking ball that comes over the inside corner for strike 1. Now Nick back to the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tepesch just 41 pitches for the first 3 innings, plus Omar Infante. Last 10 ball games, Infante a .302 average. He has driven in 6. Left field down in a hurry, and Robertson over there to cut it off on 1 big hop. And aboard with a leadoff single, Omar Infante.
You know, Infante went through a little bit of a struggle after the All-Star break, but he's coming back around now. In the last 11 games, he's hitting over .300. He's a key part of the Royals lineup, too. Batting second, trying to set the table for the guys in the middle of the lineup. Royals made a big free agent signing when they signed him. Gave him a nice contract. A lot of money. He's a good solid ball player.
Now Alex Gordon will step in. Gordon really got sawed off by Tepish his first time up. Did a little looping pop up over to Adam Rosales, the third. 1 ball, no strikes to count. As Tom told you, 9 home runs in August for Alex Gordon. That was the second most in Major League Baseball to Chris Carter, who had a dozen. Infante, pretty good lead at first. Tepish will check him. And he got Gordon to go around on that pitch. It is 1-1. Alex Gordon, for his first, the better part of his first 4 years with the Royals, batted in the leadoff spot a lot. And, not your prototypical leadoff hitter, but now that the Royals have gotten Aoki and Dyson and even Lorenzo Cain at times, more prototypical leadoff hitters, they're able to move Gordon down to run-producing places in the batting order. And he has responded. He and Perez hitting in the middle of the order, leading the team in RBI with 63. 2-1 the count as Tepish sets and fires over to first to drive Infante back. Royals still leading the American League by a wide margin in stolen bases as a team. They will employ that stolen base with almost anybody in their lineup. And Tepish well aware of that. Able to keep Infante close. Infante this year has been successful in 7 of 9 stolen base attempts in the American League. A 34 stolen base lead for the Royals over the Yankees, the second place Yankees. Outside, 3-1. Well, Tepish now working himself into a bit of a corner. Nick with the leadoff single to Infante has fallen behind Alex Gordon, 3-1. The big run producer in this series waiting to be next, and that's Salvador Perez. There goes Infante. The pitch is hit high in the air to dead center field. Going back, Leonis Martin at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Just to the left of dead center. Alex Gordon's 19th home run of the year, and the Royals lead it 2-0.
I mentioned that Gordon had hit 9 home runs in August. That's as many as he hit in the first 4 months of the season. And now he's got another one. And his home runs have been big home runs. 13 of his 19 home runs have either tied a game or put the Royals ahead.
Well, that is big man's territory. Dead center and just clearing the wall 409 feet. On a 3-1 pitch, and Tepish gave it up to Alex Gordon. So 2-0 Kansas City. Now Salvador Perez up there. He lines one up the ladder. Goes Adam Rosales to make the catch for out number 1. Now Perez got jammed just a little bit. Semi-looping line drive for the out. Now Tepish will face Eric Hosmer. Hosmer, a soft ground ball to short, his first time. Average at 266. One ball, no strikes. Hosmer 1 for 4 in last night's game. Takes high and outside. Gone 1 for 4 in each of the first 2 games of this series. Tepish down the backside of the mound just for a minute, getting a little dirt on his hand to dry up the perspiration. 2-0 to Hosmer. Right back at Tepish. Boy, way to charge that ball, Nick. That a boy.
He was lucky he was in that position with his glove when the ball was hit. I don't know that he could have moved his glove too much farther than he had to catch that ball. I don't even know if he moved it at all. It just went right in his glove. Got his body out of the way and caught it. Good play by Nick.
And you remember Hosmer, the reputation of going up the middle. He was the one that hit the line drive off of Aroldis Chapman's head in spring training. Cracked his skull. Oh, 2 outs here. Here's Billy Butler. The off-speed breaking ball dips in for strike 1. That's the curveball from Nick Tepic. Butler down on strikes in the second. So far, Butler the only strikeout for Tepic tonight. And he chops one out to short. Elvis on to first. That'll do it. But damage is done with a single and a 2-run Alex Gordon home run. We'll go to the 5th in Kansas City. It's the Royals 2 and the Rangers nothing.
Keep up with your teams and keep up with us.
Now Progressive brings you the upcoming Rangers schedule. Rangers finishing up here tonight in Kansas City. Then it's back home for 10 games with the Mariners in for 4, an off day on Monday, and then the Angels for 3 and the Braves for 3, the last interleague hookup for the Rangers this year. Then the final road trip begins on the 16th with 3 in Oakland and 3 in Anaheim. Well, the Rangers now trailing at 2-0. Alex Gordon with his 19th home run of the year, and he has gotten Kansas City on top. Leonys Martin to start off. Luis Sardinas and Daniel Robertson to follow against Jason Vargas. Martin, a little pop up to third. His first time up there. He's going to bunt, and it's a good one if Vargas doesn't make a strong throw, but he does. And Martin, who had a bunt single last night, out to lead off the 5th.
Well, he would have had another bunt single if he pulled it a little bit more down the line. Last night the ball was where the catcher couldn't get it and where it was too far for the pitcher. But this one goes too close to the pitcher. If he had to go a little bit farther toward the line, there's no way he could have thrown it out. Yep. Leonys just didn't quite locate the bump where he wanted to.
Well, Vargas now trying to catch his breath a little bit after having to sprint off the mound for a few steps. 1 out. Luis Sardinas grounded out to short. That was his first time up, and he takes high and outside for ball 1. Sardinas led off the 3rd inning by grounding out. Hits are even at 3, but Royals have used the long ball, Alex Gordon's home run, to put them on top 2-0. 1 ball and 1 strike. Royals now, by the way, as a team with 87 home runs. That is still the fewest in the American League. Rangers are second fewest with 96. 2-1. I remember telling you last night about Luis Sardinas really finishing up at Round Rock on a hot streak. He was a .379 hitter over the last week of play. That pitch is high and tight. 3-1 now. Vargas, who has not walked a man and in danger of doing so here with Sardinas with 1 out. Daniel Robertson, the Ranger leadoff man, waits to be next. Sky to right field. Aoki in a few steps, now backpedals a step or 2. That is out number 2. Well, folks, Whataburger and the Rangers are teaming up to strike out hunger. Bring 2 non-perishable food items to Globe Life Park this Friday and Saturday and receive a coupon good for a free Whataburger while supplies last. All donations will support the Tarrant Area Food Bank and the North Texas Food Bank. 2 gone in the Ranger 5th inning. Daniel Robertson, 1 for 2, steps in. Robertson a 1-out double in the 3rd inning as he shot one up the gap in left center field. One ball, no strikes. So Daniel now 7 for 19 on this trip. Changeup floats outside, 2-0.
And Daniel's got a good eye at the plate too. He's one of the better Rangers as far as being a discerning hitter, swinging at strikes and taking pitches out of the strike zone. Very good at that.
Takes that one all the way, and it's 2-1.
Not afraid to take a strike like that when you're ahead in the count 2-0 either.
Yeah, you hear the phrase, Tom, sometimes that the guy isn't afraid to hit with 2 strikes. Is that an important thing to recognize about a hitter?
Well, I think it makes you a better hitter. I think Michael Young was the ultimate example of that. For some of us, though, most guys are afraid to hit with two strikes. You want to put the ball in play before you get 2 strikes because you know what might be next. But I think really good hitters aren't afraid to hit with 2 strikes for sure.
Yeah, you don't often see a guy strike out with 1 strike on it.
No.
I guess you learned that fairly quickly, huh?
I faced a few pitchers where I knew I was out before I even got to the batter's box, though.
That pitch is slow, and the count is now full. So with 2 outs, Robertson trying to get aboard to prolong this Ranger 5th. Elvis Andrus will follow in the order.
I just feel like it's just self-sacrifice. Someone's got to make an out. All right, I guess it might as well be me.
Yeah, it's bad when you know that and you know the pitcher knows that too. Loop to right field. Aoki in and toward the line makes the grab, and Vargas, for the first time since the first, has a 1-2-3 inning. Rangers gone in the 5th. We played half the ball game. It's the Royals 2, the Rangers nothing. The Rangers play the Angels on Wednesday, September 10th. It's a 7:05 game, and it's also the second to last chance to enjoy Nolan Ryan Beef Dollar Hot Dog Night. Nolan Ryan Beef Dollar Hot Dogs, just $1 each. You don't wait now to get your tickets. Make sure to check in at TexasRangers.com, or you can call 972 Rangers. Bottom of the 5th inning, Lorenzo Cain, the bottom third of the Kansas City order, to face Nick Tepesch, and Cain takes strike 1. Cain, a ground ball to short in the 3rd inning. Nick Tepesch had the damage done with the first 2 hitters in the 4th. Infante's base hit, and then Alex Gordon launched a 3-1 pitch that sailed out of here to almost dead center field. Cain flailing at that last pitch. It's 0-2. Nick still a very modest pitch count at 56 as he works here in the 5th inning. 0-2. Shot to right field, a base hit. Boy, Cain got a breaking ball that stayed up, and even though he was off balance a bit, able to had enough left to drive it to right. And for the 2nd straight inning, a single leads off the frame for the Royals.
Well, you can see Talese telling Nick, keep the ball down. You see his glove right on the ground. So, it's not a terrible pitch, but 0-2, I think he wanted it, as you said, Buzz, a little bit lower than that. Then he might not have been able to get the bat on the ball like that. As it is, you still have to give Cain a lot of credit for that 2-strike approach and going the other way with a pretty tough pitch to do that with.
And Mike Moustakas taking the first pitch outside for ball 1, and Cain at first base, another one of those Royals that you need to keep an eye on. He's 3rd on the ball club in stolen bases, so don't want him to get a walking lead. Cain with 24 swipes in 27 attempts. Tepesch will go to work on him. Nick Tepesch, a lot of sweat going on out there. The gray jersey all the way soaked through, and it has been that kind of a night. Lorenzo Cain at first. 1 ball, no strikes to Mike Moustakas at the plate. .89% stolen base success rate for Cain. Only one better on the team of the stolen base leaders is Escobar, who's 27 out of 30. 2-0 now to Moustakas. And you need to be careful if you're Nick Tepesch here that you're not worried so much about Cain that you lose Moustakas, who's pretty dangerous left-handed hitter.
He's been dangerous against the Rangers this year. He's hitting .438 coming into the ball game in a limited amount of at-bats, but he's taken advantage of the at-bats he's had against the Rangers.
2 balls, no strikes. Now 3-0. Tepesch now going to have to work all the way back if he is to keep Moustakas off the base paths. Moustakas hitting 8th to be followed by the shortstop, Alcides Escobar. Tepesch okays the sign. Kane the lead from first. 3-0 pitch is a strike. Slowing things down a little bit for himself. That's probably a good time to do that. Need to make a pitch and make sure your mind is all set before you throw the next one. Ground ball right to Rua. Second for 1. Back to Rua covering first. A 3-6-3 double play, and that is exactly what Nick Tepesch wanted to dial up.
Take a deep breath now. 2 outs and nobody on. Perfect ball to turn a double play. Ryan hasn't played a lot of first base, but he's played a lot of infield, and once he catches that ball, he's got the perfect throw for a first baseman as a middle infielder. Turns that double play easily. No sweat for him.
Well, that empties the bases now. 2 away for Escobar, who doubled his last time up there. Escobar a .278 average. He doubled with 2 outs in the 3rd inning and was stranded at second. Grounds 1 weakly out to short. Elvis triggers the throw, and that'll do it. So the leadoff single with a double play and a ground ball take care of the Royals after 5 complete. It's the Royals 2 and the Rangers nothing on Fox Sports Southwest.
You smell the cheese in the air?
I do. I thought there was a lot of cheese on the Cheesy Pub chicken sandwich, but you clearly went all out here.
Well, 'tis the cheesin', my friend. If not now, then when?
Yeah,
you know?
Well, maybe never, but...
In case I haven't already said it, cheesin's greetings.
You said it 3 times already, but thank you. I'll take it again, yes.
Okay, gotcha. Doesn't get cheddar than this.
Cheese it up with the Cheesy Pub chicken sandwich and save room for creamy cheesecake bites. This is how you Sonic.
Mariners, Rangers, tomorrow at 6:30 on Fox Sports Southwest.
It's time now for the Sonic Slam Inning, brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is worth $700 and dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the Rangers are hitting for Gary Bailey from Farmersville. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, Gary Bailey from Farmersville will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Now, Ranger Red and Ranger Blue. And a little KC mixed in. That's a divided person right there, a divided fan. Conflicted.
A couple of them. Conflicted family, it looks like. That's just a very nice family. They want everybody to win.
Yep. Hey, you put on the hat and the jersey. If they're different ones, you're bound to be right half the time.
You go home happy, that's for sure. Right. One of your teams won.
Elvis Andrus leading off, and Jason Vargas' first pitch is a breaking ball through the back door for strike 1. Elvis 0 for 2, a pop out and a ground out tonight. .263 the average. Shows bunt, and he takes that changeup that hits the outside corner. 0-2. Mentioned Elvis over the years against Vargas. Not a whole lot of success. He's now 10 for 49. 0-2 pitch. Now 1-2. The Royals so far 2 runs on 4 hits. Rangers no runs on 3 hits. We play in the top of the 6th inning. Elvis just able to spoil that one. We mentioned Rangers finishing up here tonight, and they're back home. They start with a 4-game series against the Seattle Mariners. Tomorrow night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. 1-2. That's hit well to left field. Gordon is going back. Still going back. It's over his head, and one hop off the wall. And Elvis again stinging the ball to left field. And he gets a 2-bagger to start the Ranger 6th.
Well, Elvis hit that ball even better than the one he hit the other night. That was a little bit more towards center field and just a little bit more on a line than the one that Gordon was able to run down at the warning track the other night. Elvis gets a curveball that hangs right near the center of the plate, and he was able to get out in front of that one, and he had to hit it hard to get it over Gordon's head. Gordon goes back on the ball exceptionally well, but he couldn't get back far enough to catch that one. Oh, let's try it again. Man on second, nobody out.
I'm going to do this till we get it right. Second time in the last 3 innings now the Rangers have had that leadoff man at second. And Alex Rios takes strike 1. Rios, a ground ball to short and a strikeout this evening. Vargas okays the sign. The left-hander will check Elvis at second. And that one just a bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm going to tell you about the Seattle pitching matchups. It'll be Robbie Ross Jr. tomorrow night. He'll take on Roenis Elias. And then Scott Baker moving back to Friday night. He'll face Hisashi Iwakuma. The 1-1. 1-2. Alex questioning Fielding Culbreth about that last call, but our Chevy pitch tracker showing you that fairly close. Lofted to shallow center field. Infante going out, but Kane coming on. Lorenzo Kane makes the catch. That is out number 1 with Elvis staying at second base. And let's take time here for a Mazda game break with John Radigan. John?
Yeah, Buzz, you're talking about that Mariners series. Rangers won't see King Felix. He pitched today in the series wrap-up in Oakland. M's get back-to-back home runs from Kyle Seager and Corey Hart right there. And they take 2 of 3 from the A's, beating Oakland today. 2-1 was the final, guys.
All right, John, thank you. Yeah, beat Oakland and John Lester.
And Felix had struggled a little bit in his last few starts, but back on track today.
There's the American League wild card as it stands right now. Oakland with that 2.5-game lead over the Tigers. For the Tigers with a game lead over Seattle for that second spot.
And Seattle 1 game back will be half a game probably. The Tigers are behind 7-0 tonight at Cleveland. Looks like a race that might go down to the wire.
Boy, that is too, isn't it? Along with the American League Central.
In Oakland, they looked like a shoo-in a month ago to win the division. Now they're going to have to play solid baseball the rest of the way to make sure that they're the wild card.
Yep. Oh, and 1 the count to Adrian Beltre.
Angels win tonight. They'll have a 5.5-game lead on the A's.
Elvis the lead from second, and Beltre takes the lone outside. Well, that and I believe the Angels and A's are finished playing each other. Didn't they just have 2 series?
I don't know.
I think they are. The Angels sweeping that 4-game series from.
The A's are probably glad they don't have to play him anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Vargas ready for the 1-1 pitch. A little bit low, 2-1. Well, again,
go ahead, Buzz. I was just going to say, there's one of those moments where you've got a 2-run ball game, kind of games not on the line, but you got the one guy that can do the damage in the lineup up at the plate with a man in scoring position and first base open. We'll see how careful Vargas is to Adrian.
And that was, we're thinking on the same lines, because every time Adrian comes up in a run-producing situation now against a club that is even close to contending, you say, you know, why in the world would you even pitch to him?
Yeah, he's one guy in the lineup.
Exactly. And that's not taking anything away from Ryan Rua or anybody else around him.
No, but they're not Adrian Beltre.
That's right.
It's pretty much as simple as that. The other side of it is, though, Vargas has had good success against Adrian in the past, so maybe he feels comfortable pitching to him.
It depends on how comfortable he feels, and he feels real comfortable throwing that pitch.
Yeah.
Even if Adrian doesn't swing at it or makes contact, it's not going anywhere.
Well, that's just a good example of who Vargas is. He threw the fastball. Adrian was a little bit late on it. Then he threw the changeup out of the strike zone, and even a great hitter like Adrian swung at a pitch well out of the strike zone.
And he might be a little over anxious once he found out that Vargas was going to pitch to him a little bit.
Well, you know, he walked 17 times in August, and that's, you know, a pretty good percentage of the walks he had for the first 5 months of the year. So he knows with first base open, they're probably not going to give him a lot to hit it.
Right.
So he probably right off the bat says, I'm going to have to expand the strike zone a little bit.
Yeah.
If I want to get a pitch to drive in a run with, and that might be exactly what happened.
You know, in any event, Vargas, his 4th strikeout of the night, and he's ahead of Ryan Rua now. No balls and a strike. Rua, a single and a ground ball to second. Elvis still anchored out there at second base as the pitch is low and inside. 1-1. Rua with 1 big league RBI so far. Be a good time for him to put number 2 on the board right here. Or a good time for his first home run and 2 RBIs.
Be nice.
Vargas back to him. Got him on the fist, and the count goes to 1-2. You know, watching Rua in batting practice and the times we've seen him in game action, Tommy, it seems like he has that kind of bat speed where the ball jumps off his bat.
Yeah, he really swung the bat well in Houston. Now, he's faced some pretty good pitching in this Kansas City series, and he struggled a little bit in this series, but so has everybody else in the lineup. They faced good pitching. Dono Ventura, Guthrie last night pitched a good ball game, and Vargas tonight. That's 3 pretty solid major league pitchers. You got to be at your top of your game to hit these guys.
Slowly chopped down the third baseline. It veers off into foul territory. Yeah, and 3 guys are completely different.
Yeah,
3 distinctly different pitchers.
Got one guy throwing 100 miles an hour, and Vargas mixing it up, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Guthrie, more of a sinker ball pitcher. Yeah. You're right. That is 3 entirely different game plans when you go into those 3 ball games.
And sometimes they hear teams like, well, this team pitches so-and-so a certain way. You can't say that when you have 3 pitchers that are so totally different. Elvis going to third, and there'll be no throw. Vargas not paying much attention, and Elvis with a stolen base gets himself 90 feet away now with 2 outs. Say, well, why would you do that? Well, first of all, he wasn't taking a chance. He knew he had third base stolen. And now a wild pitch or an infield sinker or anything like that can score him. 2-2 the count to Rua. Now 3-2. You know, Rua hitting 5th in the order. Adam Rosales following, waiting in the on-deck circle. Ned Yost checking things out from his vantage point. His Royals have a 2-0 lead right now, and Vargas trying to keep it that way. Sets for the payoff pitch. Out of play. We'll try it again. And that was a changeup on 3-2 that Ryan timed pretty well. Rua back in, taps the outside part of the plate with the business into that bat. Elvis down there at third. Vargas gets the sign and is ready. And another changeup fouled off. Vargas having to work here a little bit in this 6th inning. 9th pitch will be the next one to Ryan Rua. Vargas with 85 pitches for the evening. Left-hander with another 3-2. Fastball lying deep down the right field line, but that slices and goes foul.
It's pretty hard to get out in front if you want to have a good chance against Vargas. If you're out in front of his fastball, you're pretty much playing right into his hand.
Yeah.
Because then he's just going to throw you a changeup and you'll miss it by a mile. So if you can stay pretty well on his changeup and foul the fastball down the right field line like that, it, I think, gives you your best chance. You just can't try to pull him.
Another Vargas offering. Loop to left or right center field. On comes Kane. And with that good closing speed, able to track it down. So the Rangers, again, a leadoff double, but leave Elvis stranded. After 5.5, it's the Royals 2 and the Rangers nothing on Fox Sports Southwest.
At Grand Prairie Ford, if Ford builds it, we discount it. Hey folks, I'm Angie Stevens, and you know that's our motto here at Grand Prairie Ford. So truck buyers right now get up to $13,000 off the MSRP on all F-150s in stock. And that includes a great selection of Platinum versions, Lariats, XLTs, and more. Or how about brand new Ford Explorers? These are 2015 Explorers up to $6,000 off. Folks, you can see more of our giant inventory anytime at gpford.com. Then hurry in, take I-30 to Beltline Road to Grand Prairie Ford.
Everyone here at Fox Sports Southwest wants to thank Rangers fans all across Texas.
But I will never stop believing in Texas Rangers baseball.
Thanks for being a part of our family.
Thanks for being a part of every game. There is no fan like a Rangers fan.
Game after game, thanks for watching.
We love the support from the Rangers fans, and we hope that you love our gift to you.
Buy one ticket, get one free for this Rangers game. Go to TexasRangers.com and enter coupon code THANKSFANS.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of Rangers Baseball, LLC, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rangers Baseball, LLC.
Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. The Ford Summer Spectacular Sales Event, now playing at a Ford dealer near you. The fountains here at Kauffman Stadium, a fixture since this stadium opened back in 1973. In fact, the Rangers were the first regular season opponent for the Royals in April of 1973. Here in the bottom of the sixth, it'll be the top of the Kansas City order. Nori Aoki, Omar Infante, and Alex Gordon to face Nick Tepesch. Nick has just had the one rough spot. That was back in the fourth inning. First pitch here, Aoki showing bunt and takes a big breaking ball for strike one.
Well, where Adams playing, he better lay down a pretty good bunt if he wants to beat it out to third base.
Adams starting a couple of steps in and then creeping down the line. And he pulled the bat back that time. No bunt attempt. It is 1-1.
It's almost like Aoki's hoping he comes even farther and then he's going to try to slap the ball by him. He's kind of in position to do either one.
Give him one of those Ichiro slaps, huh?
Yeah.
Tepesch, a long look in. Now the right-hander has the sign. 2 balls and a strike. Aoki is grounded to third and grounded right back to the mound. 0 for 2 tonight, hitting at .265. He lays a bunt down. It's a pretty good one. Tough play for Tepesch. The throw, they got him. Wow. Outstanding play by Nick Tepesch. To be able to field it and throw all in one motion. It took every bit of that to just get Aoki by a half a step.
I tell you, you beat a bunt out like that when everybody's playing you so you can't beat the bunt out. That's pretty good execution. He almost did it. You see Adams charging, and he still laid down a beautiful bunt. If it wasn't for that play by Tepesch,
yep,
he beats that thing out.
Sure does.
Just goes to show you, if you execute, doesn't matter what the defense does.
So 1 out, and Nick Tepesch really helping his cause out.
He said, if you're going to bunt with them playing in, knowing you're going to bunt, you better lay down a good bunt. He did.
Now, Omar Infante singled and scored leading off the fourth inning. And he hits a little looper out behind second. Barehanded by Elvis, and he throws out Infante. I think Elvis kind of overran that the way it spun back a little bit. He had to barehand it. Nice play by Andrews.
Well, it really jammed him, and it is going to come back toward shortstop. Yeah, I think you're right, Buzz. It was easier to, as slowly as it was hit, it was easier to reach back with your bare hand than all the way back with your glove hand.
Yeah. So two very good defensive plays. Now here's Alex Gordon, who homered to dead central. He's the difference in the ball game. The first pitch is high for ball one. Our Jimmy John freaky fast delivery. We take you back to the fourth inning. A 3-1 pitch, and Alex Gordon's bat got in the way. 409 feet later, it came down and over the wall in center for the 2-run home run. Jimmy John's freaky fast replay showing you Alex Gordon with his 19th home run of the year. And Tepesh in this at bat falling behind, 2 balls, no strikes. Gordon in his other at bat got jammed in the first inning and popped out. A little check swing foul ball, 2-1 now. So Gordon a .279 average, 65 RBI, which now has broken a tie with Salvador Perez for the most on the ball club. It's this one in the air to left field. This one playable, though, as Yandy Robertson backs up a couple of steps. That'll do it. No, a couple of nice defensive plays. The Royals out in order. We're going on to the 7th inning. It's the Royals 2 and the Rangers nothing. Our Ford game summary tonight. Rangers not able to get on the board as far as runs are concerned. They've been held to 4 hits, but held off the run column by Jason Vargas. Meanwhile, Alex Gordon, a 2-run home run, has supplied all the offense in this game. Rangers 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position tonight. As we head to inning number 7. Jason Vargas back out there. He'll have a little bit of a different defensive alignment behind him in the outfield. Tell you about them in just a second. Adam Rosales steps in to lead things off for the Rangers here in the 7th inning. Rosales tonight has struck out and flied to right field. Jason Vargas 87 pitches into the contest tonight, starting the 7th inning. The first pitch is in for strike 1. New center fielder Jarrod Dyson, as he did last night, comes off the bench, takes over defensively, and moving from center to right is Lorenzo Cain.
That seems to be the game plan. If the Royals have a lead after Aoki hits for the 3rd time, then Dyson goes in to play center field. Get their best defense out there when they've got a lead.
1 ball, 1 strike. Vargas back to the plate. Toward right center field. Cain had to adjust his route about halfway through it. Takes the catch for out number 1. That ball slicing back a bit toward the right fielder, so Lorenzo Cain able to stop and haul it in. Now Tomas Telis will come up. Telis has reached on a fielder's choice and struck out tonight. Vargas with 4 strikeouts through this first 6 1/3 innings. 1 ball, no strikes. Vargas next pitch. That's out of play to the right. We'll finish up the pitching matchup for you for the Seattle series. Again, it was Robbie Ross tomorrow night, Scott Baker on Friday. And then on Saturday, Nick Martinez takes the hill. He'll be opposed by the former Ranger Chris Young. And Sunday afternoon, Derek Holland gets his 2nd start. James Paxton. There's a bat helicoptering his way just over the Rangers dugout and back into the second row.
I don't even like to watch those things go into the stands.
Oh, goodness. A lady being helped out, but the good news is she's able to walk out on her own. Bad news is she has to go get some attention. 1-2 the count to Tomas Talis. One out, base is empty at the top of the 7th inning. Now 2-2. Vargas to the wind, back to the plate he comes. And a little chopper foul. Vargas making his 19th career start against the Rangers here tonight. Things have been, you know, at best up and down for him. He's 4-8 overall against the Rangers, a 4.28 career ERA. Got him swinging. Boy, another excellent changeup. That is strikeout number 5 for Vargas. 2 away, and Leonys Martin. Let's take a time here for a Coors timeless moment for you. This date, September the 3rd, back in 2002. Rangers 7-1 win at Baltimore. Joaquin Benoit set the record for the longest save in Major League history with 7 innings of one-hit baseball. Trying to remember who was it that started that game. Hit the first batter, got thrown out.
Yeah, I can see the guy. I can't think of his name right now.
Mayette, Aaron Mayette.
Aaron Mayette, yeah.
Got thrown out. Somebody else came in.
Todd Van Poppel, I think.
Van Poppel came in and pitched a couple innings. And
he got the win.
He got the win because the Rangers scored and took the lead. And then Benoit came in and worked the last 7 for the save. That's a lot of work for a save. I mean, saves aren't easy, but that's ridiculous. 1-1 pitch to Leonys. It's a bit low, 2-1.
Now, it's a tough guy for young hitters to face. A guy with this kind of off-speed stuff. His ability to keep hitters off balance. When you've got a lot of younger hitters in the lineup, it kind of plays to Vargas's advantage.
Hard hit by the dive of Hosmer down the right field line. At first base, Martin will put the brakes on as Kane got to the ball quickly. And Leonys, with his first hit of the night, got held to a long single. He's there with 2 outs for Luis Sardinas.
Great job by Kane. I just assumed that was going to be a double down the line. In the old days of turf, that would have been a double or a triple. That would have rattled around the corner. You wouldn't have been able to go after that ball. You'd have to wait for it to come out of the corner so it didn't go by you.
Yeah, or an inside the Parker if you
could be
tried to play it aggressively.
Yeah.
That's the advantage of speed in the outfield, not just tracking down fly balls, but cutting those balls off before they get into the corner. So Martin with his first hit of the night. Rangers now with 5 base hits off of Vargas. 2 outs. Luis Sardinas has grounded to short and flied to right. Sardinas with the average at 275 as he faces Vargas. Luis also a switch hitter. And takes high and outside for ball 1. Leonys Martin at first, trying to step off that lead. And there's a base hit to left field. Ball stayed up, and Sardinas, thank you very much. So back-to-back 2-out singles. Runners at first and second. And it will bring up Daniel Robertson, the leadoff man.
Getting men into scoring position hasn't been that big a problem for the Rangers in this game, but getting them in after that has. 2 for 24 in the series.
Well, the base hit from Sardinas, 2 aboard, and Ned Yost headed out to the mound. You saw Kelvin Herrera, who, if you'd wondered if he was available tonight, the answer would be yes. Because Ned Yost is going out there, and looks like he might have the intent of bringing Herrera in here in the 7th inning. Yost talking to Vargas and virtually the entire infield, at least listening in. And Ned is going to call to the bullpen. So that'll do it for Jason Vargas, who goes 6 2/3. He leaves with 2 runners aboard in his responsibility, and Kelvin Herrera will make his way in from the bullpen. So a timeout here in Kansas City. The Royals leading 2-0, but the Rangers have something going here in the 7th. We'll be back right after this on Fox Sports Southwest.
Rangers, tomorrow at 6:30 on Fox Sports Southwest.
Folks, help show your support for the family of the sports writer late Richard Durrett. Join us at Billy Bob's Texas this Monday, that's September the 8th, for a special live concert and fundraising event. You'll enjoy great live music featuring Casey Donahue and Red Miller and a few more folks. Plus, you'll bid on one-of-a-kind sports packages and memorabilia in both a live and silent auction. Log on to BillyBobsTexas.com to get your tickets. And for more information about the packages and memorabilia, log on to DoItForDurrett.com. All proceeds go to the Durrett Family Fund. Well, hard throwing Kelvin Herrera now on to face Daniel Robertson. Runners at 1st and 2nd. Going to 3rd is Leonys Martin. And he is in without a throw. Staying at 1st was Luis Sardinas, who might not have expected Leonys Martin to set sail for 3rd.
Yeah, and unless you know he's going, and maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but unless you know he's going, you can't take a chance on getting thrown out at 2nd base with a bad jump. Looked like that was just one Martin took on his own.
Good big. 1-0 pitch. Daniel takes a strike.
Oh, big year for Herrera. No doubt about that. 59 ball games, 205 opponent's batting average. And he comes in and features a 95 to a 98 mile-an-hour fastball. 1.37 ERA.
1-1 the count. Martin at 3rd. Sardinas at 1st. And a little looper over to 1st that's caught by Eric Hosmer, and that will do it. So Herrera comes in, gets Robertson. The Rangers again stranding runners, 2 aboard on 2 hits. Stretch time in Kansas City. It's the Royals 2, the Rangers 0.
It's 7-inning stretch time in Texas.
AT&T Uvers reminding you the Rangers back home tomorrow. First of 10 on the homestand will be Robinson Cano and the resurging Seattle Mariners in town. Adrian Beltre and company. Pretty good batting race between those 2 hitters. Cano starting tonight at .321, 4th in Major League Baseball, and Adrian Beltre 3rd with that .323 average. 7:05 tomorrow, Friday and Saturday. And then 2:05 on Sunday with the Seattle Mariners in town. Nick Tepesch will work to the middle of the Kansas City order. Salvador Perez starting things off and takes strike 1. Tepesch 74 pitches through the first 6 innings. That has been a very strong outing for Nick. 1 ball, 1 strike. He has handled Perez tonight. Fly ball to left and a line drive to 3rd. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Royals, and the 2 hits put back to back, the single and home run in the 4th, spelling the difference in the ball game. Got him on the fist. Perez chopping that pitch foul. 1-2 the count. Tepish has gotten through each of the last 2 innings with 10 pitches, so it's been a total of 20 pitches. He has barely had to work at all, although he did make a great defensive play on Aoki leading off the last inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Salvador Perez. Perez, this year's all-star starting catcher for the American League. The 2-2. 3-2 as Nick missed off the plate inside. Luis Alberto Bonilla up for the first time for the Rangers in the bullpen. Was called up yesterday from AAA to join the ball club. Payoff pitch. Hit well to left field. Going into the corner, Daniel Robertson is off the wall. Robertson plays the carom well. Perez into second as the throw is way off the mark. Now Perez driving that 3-2 pitch about 3/4 of the way up the wall down the left field line. Came very close to getting it out of here.
Yeah, Perez is swinging the bat right now to the point where you just have to make really good pitches to get him out. And the Rangers have done a decent job of that. It just seems like every time they don't make the pitch they want to, that he takes advantage of it. That's a pitch down and away in the strike zone, and he's able to get the good part of the bat on it and almost yank it right out of the ballpark down the line. You almost have to throw the ball off the plate to feel like you're making a good pitch to him right now.
Yeah, getting behind 3-2 or getting to a 3-2 count is pretty tough on him. With a guy like Perez is swinging the bat well. Not really any way to counteract that.
He's had the good series against the Rangers, and since the 1st of August, he's knocked in 24 runs. That's the 5th most over that period of time in the American League.
Well, the leadoff double has him aboard here in the 7th inning. Now Eric Hosmer, who has grounded out twice tonight, and going to have a visit to the mound from the catcher Tomas Telis. Nick Tepish telling Tomas what he wanted to do, and Tomas will take that into account. And he goes back there and flashes out the next series of signs. Rangers infield playing Hosmer around to the right. And a breaking ball hangs just a bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Hosmer a .310 career average against the Rangers. Chops that pitch foul over to the Royals dugout, and the count evens at 1 ball and a strike.
Well, this is a situation where you have to think Hosmer's going to try to pull the ball if he can.
Been a lot of discussion in the papers and on talk radio about whether the Royals are very good about the little parts of the game, about moving runners over and things like that. And this one poked to the 3rd baseman, Adam Rosales. Checks the runner back, throws to first. You know, that'll add a little more fuel to that fire.
Yeah.
1 away, Perez still at second. Let's take time here for a Mazda game break with John Radigan.
Hey, Buzz, a crazy one at Dodger Stadium today. LA came back against the Nationals in the 9th and again in the 12th inning, but Washington puts it away for good in the 14th. Asdrubal Cabrera with the 2-run shot. Nats beat the Dodgers 8-5 in 14 innings today, guys.
All right, John, thank you. Boy, that is going to be quite a race right down to the wire. Dodgers and Giants play each other 6 more times this last month.
The Giants just seem to hang in there every year.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where they are during the season. At the end, they're generally there.
You know, it's funny, this year it's been more offense for them than it has been pitching. Normally you think of the Giants, you think of the pitching with Kane and Lincecum and all that. There's a base hit down the line by Butler. That will score Perez. The ball's going to rattle around in the corner. And Billy Butler, who turned on an inside pitch with the RBI double, it is 3-0 Kansas City.
Nick has made a lot of good pitches to Butler tonight. He struck him out and had a little tapper to shortstop. And Butler finally, in this series, got a pitch that he felt like he could handle and hit it pretty well right down the line. It's a breaking ball that he didn't get where he wanted it. He's trying to throw that ball away, and it stayed inside. Butler is showing the inability to handle that breaking ball away, but that was a different story.
And Terrence Gore has come off the bench as he did last night as a pinch runner. He will run at second base for Butler. And Mike Maddox out to talk to Tomas Dailies and Nick Tepesch. Lorenzo Cain is the hitter. And Elvis having a little more of a discussion with Nick Tepesch. Cain tonight 1 for 2. He has grounded to short. Single to right field his last time up. I would imagine part of the discussion they're having about Gore running at second base is, hey, this kid apparently has world-class speed. Don't lose sight of him. You got one out and a man on second. And Tepesch drops in the breaking ball to Cain. It's 0-1. .299 the average for Lorenzo Cain. Sardinas almost holding Gore at second base. He's right at the bag. Not giving Gore much of an opportunity to get off that bag at second. .1 to Cain. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nick okays the sign, a check of second. And the pitch on the inside corner. Cain didn't think so.
Cain was looking for something out over the plate, too. He probably didn't get a real good look at that pitch. Yeah, maybe he got a better look than I thought.
Might have.
Didn't need a good look to know where that one was.
Tomas Dailies might be going out and say, hey, to Nick Tepesch, I'm going to try that again. Just make sure you get it off the plate so you can get the call one more time. Tepesch with a 1-2. Ground ball to short. And Elvis will throw out Cain. 2 gone with Gore staying at second. Next would be Mike Moustakas. Moustakas tonight has popped out and grounded into a double play. 0 for 2 and that batting average at .206. And Ron Washington not going to take any chances with the third matchup of the night between Moustakas and Tepesch. That won't happen. Wants the left-hander to come in. Ron Washington out to the mound. Nick Tepesch finished for the night after 6 2/3 innings. He leaves trailing 3-0 and 1 runner on his responsibility. Alex Claudio will take his place on the mound. We'll tell you about Alex when we come back after this timeout on Fox Sports Southwest. Folks, don't miss the explosive final season of Sons of Anarchy, premiering Tuesday, September 9th, only on FX. Well, Alex Claudio, the left-hander, on for his 9th appearance at the Major League level.
Good spot for him, too. Want to stop the damage, man on second base, and a left-hand hitter up there. Come in and show Ron Washington you'd come into this situation and dominate the left-hand hitter and get out of the inning. Alex has been doing a good job at that.
Moustakas 0 for 2. Claudio's first pitch. And the breaking ball is just a tad low for ball 1. Remember, late in last night's ball game, Rangers brought in Michael Kirkman to face Moustakas, and Kirkman got ahead of him and then hit him with a pitch. Gore going to third. The throw is short up by Rosales, and down the line in to score is Gore on the stolen base and throwing error. 4-0 Kansas City.
And Last wasn't able to catch it, and ball went into left field. Not much chance to throw him out. Didn't have that big a jump either. Actually, there was a decent chance of throwing out if it was a good throw. I thought he had a better jump than that. He didn't have much of a lead at all.
Moustakas fouls one off to the right. You know, for Terrence Gore, that's his first major league stolen base and his first major league run the night after his major league debut. He's getting a lot of things out of the way in a hurry. Now he can just get an at bat and get that out of the way, be okay.
Bats might be tougher to come by.
I would think so.
I think that's his role.
I would think so.
Pinch running for the big guy.
1-2 pitch coming to Moustakas. Got him swinging. Yeah, nice job by Alex Claudio, although the Royals come up with 2 runs on 2 hits and an error. Nobody left. We'll move on to the 8th inning. It's now the Royals 4 and the Rangers nothing.
I like speed. Speed is good. Speed gives you an advantage. Bat speed, hand speed, the more speed, the better. Wireless speed is good too. That's why you need 4G LTE speed from Metro PCS. What I like best is you don't overpay for speed at Metro. Unlimited talk, text, and all the data you want. Taxes and regulatory fees included for a fraction of the cost of the big guy. No annual contract. That wouldn't work in my world, but it's great in yours. Get more speed. Make your move to Metro.
My name is Mike Maddox, and I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. My dream as a kid was, you know, like all kids, you want to be a fireman, you want to be a policeman, and, you know, you pray to God every night that maybe you could be a ball player. You know, it's something you can't go to school for, the education that we gather in the game of baseball. You put all that hard work and all the time in and all the sacrifices, that's the first step to having a job like this. I was fortunate to live one of those dreams.
Braves Rangers, September 12th through the 14th. Tickets available at TexasRangers.com.
AT&T Uverse Rewind showing you some fancy glove work by Nick Tepes. Look out, Nick. Gary Cosmer giving Nick a heartbeat, and then a putt by Aoki. This is a great play. Tepes fields and throws all in one motion. We get the very speedy Nori Aoki. Good night by Nick Tepes. Through after 6 2/3. We'll go to the 8th inning now. The Rangers trailing by 4, and they'll be facing Lewis Coleman coming out of the Kansas City bullpen.
Hey, Coleman's kind of a sidearm pitcher. Been in 21 games. ERA of over 7. Coleman was a fairly significant member of the bullpen a couple of years ago. He's fallen on a little bit of hard times, though, with that 7.15 ERA. 14 walks in 22 innings is not helping to go along with the 5 home runs. Ned Yost is trying to get through this game if he can without using Wade Davis and Greg Holland. He only used Kelvin Herrera for 1/3 of an inning, and with a 4-run lead, he'll try to get through the last 2 innings without using his key guys if he can.
And the first pitch to Elvis Andrus is in for strike 1. Elvis 1 for 3 tonight. Had a double his last time up. Got as far as third base, but as has happened a few times tonight for the Rangers, they stranded in there. A little bit inside. 1-1 the count. Elvis against Coleman, 0 for 5 in the brief matchups. Coleman, a 28-year-old from Greenwood, Mississippi. Royals drafted him in the 2009 draft, 5th round selection out of LSU. Led the Tigers down to the College World Series that year. 2-1 to Elvis Andrus. Takes it low. 3 balls and a strike.
Well, the stats tell a story. 14 walks in 22 innings. He's had a problem with walks. 5 home runs in 22 innings. He's had a problem with the long ball when he has thrown strikes. See if the Rangers can get something going against him again.
And inside, ball 4. So Coleman gives up the leadoff walk.
Ned Yost won't wait too long before he gets someone else up in that bullpen. It'll probably be Wade Davis. Maybe not want to use him, but he might have to.
Yeah, with the Tigers getting shut out tonight in Cleveland at 7-0, the Royals, I'm sure, would not want to see this one slip away.
That is Wade Davis getting warm, too.
There's the right-hander. A 1 on, nobody out. Alex Rios will now step in against Coleman. Alex 0 for 3 tonight. A fly ball, a ground ball, and a strikeout. A check swing foul. It is 0-1. Rios at 281 as he faces Coleman. Coleman's been up and down the last 4 years now with the Royals. Originally came up for 48 games in 2011, and 42 in 2012, and 27 last year. Did he go around? No, he did not. He trailed down to Alan Porter at first. No swing, and it's 1-1. And the thousands of fans here in Kansas City who turned umpire are upset with the umpire.
I think it's a good call. Hands were way out there, but the head of the bat wasn't.
The check swing roller. It's a fair ball down the first baseline. Coleman on to first for the out. The second is Elvis Andrus. Don't hitters hate that? That one dribbles out in fair play.
Yeah,
fair.
you're not quite concentrating enough, I guess it is. Kind of in between. Check your swing. Pitch is out of the strike zone a little bit. Actually, that's kind of bad luck. He checked his swing way in time. The ball still hit the bat and went fair. The angle that his bat was at, you wouldn't think the ball would have gone down in fair territory. Little check swings back to the pitcher drive you crazy, though.
Yeah, Adrian Beltre takes a strike. Yeah, I would think it's one thing to go ahead and have a big swing and hit a little dribbler, but a check swing like that, so no.
No, it doesn't give you much of a chance to do anything.
Got cheated. Beltre 1 for 3. Reached on an error in the second, doubled in the fourth, struck out in the sixth. A good breaking ball from Coleman. See why Coleman would be pretty tough against right-handers. He's throwing from about shortstop by the time a hitter looks at it. That pitch can't look like it stays in the strike zone very long. 0-2 to Adrian. $15,771 on hand here tonight. Very comfortable evening. Elvis at second. Rangers 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position. And that pitch just inside. 2-2. The pitch tracker showing you both sides of the plate for Lewis Coleman. Right-hander okays the sign, is ready. Adrian got that.
He might as well just walk down there and ask him himself. He's halfway to first base.
We'll check with him down there. Well, the count is now full. Coleman a long look in. Now the right-hander is ready for the payoff pitch. 2 gone. And before Ryan Rua steps in, let's take a look at tonight's selection for our AT&T fan photo. Tonight, the photo from Casey is our selection for the evening. Thank you very much, Casey. We appreciate that. And Thanks to the folks at AT&T for making this possible. For those of you who would like to tweet your photo for a chance to have it shown on one of our upcoming broadcasts, hashtag Southwest Fan Photo. Ryan Rua gets fisted and fights one off foul for strike one. Ryan 1 for 3 tonight. Although the last time up, he was up there with Elvis Andrus at third base and had a 10-pitch at bat before flying out. Made Jason Vargas work very hard in that bat. Takes the pitch inside from Coleman, 1-1. Coleman last worked on Friday night. One and two now. That was against the Cleveland Indians. He was called up from AAA earlier in the day. This is his fourth time to be called up during the year to Kansas City. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Off the glove of Perez, so down to third goes Elvis Andrus. And the count moves to 2-2. Wild pitch. Charge to Coleman. So Elvis for the second time tonight now stationed at third. Coleman back up on top of the hill. Rua back in the batter's box. The 2-2 pitch. Up the middle, off the mound, into center field, a base hit. Elvis will score. Rua with the RBI single. And that makes it a 4-1 Royals lead. Ryan going right back through the box with that sharply hit ground ball. His second big league RBI.
That's the way to hang in there, too. He swung at a breaking ball out of the strike zone, gathered his thoughts, got a good pitch to hit, and ripped it up the middle. And the only risk was it was going to hit the mound and go right back to first base. Rangers 1 for 14 now with men in scoring position, so they're finally on the board.
Yep. And that's going to do it for Lewis Coleman, as Ned Yost has gone out and made the signal to the bullpen. He wants Wade Davis to come on here in the 8th inning with 1 on and 2 out. Now we'll take another timeout here at Kauffman Stadium. The Royals leading 4-1 over the Rangers. Rangers something brewing here in the 8th. We're back after this on Fox Sports Southwest. The month of September is jam full of exciting giveaways. This Saturday, September the 6th, the Rangers celebrate Star Wars night. The first 15,000 fans will get an R2-D2 beanie hat, courtesy of Chicken Express. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com, or if you prefer, call 972-RANGERS. The Rangers have pushed across a run here in the 8th. They're looking for more. Rougned Odor has come off the Ranger bench to pinch hit, and he'll be batting against Wade Davis. Setup man for Kansas City. Setup man extraordinaire. And the first pitch is high for ball 1.
Yeah, Davis has some incredible numbers. 90 strikeouts in 61 innings. But first game he came in against the Rangers. He got the job done, but he didn't strike anybody out. The Rangers hit a couple of balls hard against him. That's some pretty good swings.
Now Ryan Rua at first. Rougned Odor a .252 average. Chops that second pitch foul outside the bag at first. It's 1-1. Odor did not start this evening against the left-hander Vargas. Rougned last night was 2 for 4 with a triple, and he scored the only Ranger run in that 2-1 loss. 7 home runs, 35 runs driven in. Davis a look at first, the 1-1 pitch. 1-2. Odor hitting out of that deep crouch. Davis, his own rendition of a crouch, looking over at first before he comes set. 1-2 pitch. Base hit to right field. Rua to second. He will not stop there. He's motoring on around to third. And just like that, back-to-back two-out singles. Not only do the Rangers have a run on the board, they have the tying run coming to home plate in the person of Tomas Telis.
Well, again, the Rangers swung the bats pretty good against Wade Davis the other night. They hit the ball solidly, nothing to show for it. And Odor, pinch hitting, ripped that ball very well past Hosmer. Off-speed pitch. Yeah. Not a terrible pitch either.
Well, the Rangers now with 8 base hits tonight, and a couple of more hits with runners in scoring position. They'll be right back in the middle of this game. Trailing 4-1. Tomas Telis tonight 0 for 3. He has struck out his last 2 times up. Davis drops in that hook over the outside corner. Davis, a fastball, a cut fastball, and also that big curveball that you just saw. He has kind of minimized his repertoire since going to the back end of the bullpen. Used to mix in a slider and also a straight change. He's kind of abandoned those in favor of a little more power in his pitching. Ahead of Telis in the count now. No balls, 2 strikes. Rua at third, across the diamond at first. Rougned Odor. Ground ball slowly hit out to Infante. Flip on to first, and that'll do it. Well, the Rangers do get a run on 2 hits, and they leave 2. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It's now the Royals 4 and the Rangers 1.
Mariners, Rangers, tomorrow at 6:30 on Fox Sports Southwest.
Hi there, welcome back into the Fox Sports Studios. John Radigan here, getting ready for Rangers Live, presented by Esurance. In the show tonight, lots of analysis. There's lots to talk about. Mark McLemore will help me do that. Derek Holland will talk about his 2014 debut from last night, and we will set up what's tied for the longest homestand of the season. The 10-gamer begin tomorrow against the Mariners. We set that up after the game. Rangers Live, presented by Esurance. Buzz and Tom, let's get it back to you guys.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Royals leading 4-1 now, and Phil Klein has entered the ball game for the Rangers. Becomes the 3rd pitcher employed tonight by Ron Washington.
Yeah, Phil's numbers on the season. This will be his 11th ball game. Doing a solid job. Opponents are only hitting .182 against Phil. Got a lot of good opportunities to show what he can do at the big league level.
Now Klein here in the 8th will face Alcides Escobar, and then back to the top of the order. Rangers with a couple of defensive changes after Rougned Odor came on as a pinch hitter. We'll catch you up with those in just a second. Escobar 1 for 2 tonight, and Klein's first pitch is outside for ball 1. Odor staying in the ball game and taking over at second, and moving from second over to third is Luis Sardinas. Escobar, a 3rd inning double. That evens the count at a ball and a strike. Escobar at 278 as he faces Klein here in the 8th inning. Royals 4 runs on 6 hits. They've committed 1 error. The Rangers 1 run on 8 hits. They've also committed an error. The Rangers have stranded 9 tonight. Pop fly foul, and over to take a look, Ryan Rua, but that's back and in the first row of seats. It is 1-2. Phil Klein, the big right-hander, 6'7", 230 pounds, out of Columbus, Ohio. Youngstown State University in Ohio is where the Rangers found him, selected him with the 30th round pick of the 2011 draft. 1-2 to Escobar. That will even things up. Royals, as it stands right now, have a one-game advantage over the Tigers, who were shut out by the Indians tonight. 3-2. And the Royals still have that game that was suspended here against Cleveland on Sunday night to make up when they go to Cleveland the 22nd of the month. In that ball game, the Royals will be trailing 4-2 in the 10th inning. They'll have one at bat in that bottom of the 10th. To center field, Leonys Martin over to his right. One gone. Escobar 1 for 3 as he makes a right turn at first base. Back to the Royals dugout. And now Jarrod Dyson for his first at bat of the night. Folks, we'd like to invite you to watch Chevy Hometown Kids every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. Right here on Fox Sports Southwest, where it's not about the score, it's about the experience. Jarrod Dyson, who entered the ballgame defensively in the 7th inning. Up there for the first time this evening, a .289 average. Dyson, a home run, 23 driven in. The speed merchant at the top of Ned Yost's order when he gets to start. And when he doesn't, he usually takes over for Nori Aoki as the game goes on.
Yeah, you can make a case he's an everyday player.
Yeah.
I guess he doesn't play on the days where he doesn't start and they're behind, probably. If they've got a lead, he's going to be in the ballgame.
Pitch, chopped foul, and right at home plate. And it's 1-1. Dyson 1 for 5 in this series. He started here on Monday night, first game of the series. He scored the winning run last night in that 2-1 Royals victory. Klein's 1-1 pitch. Going to be a tough play for Klein. Throws, and great catch by Ryan Arua.
That was.
That went right by Dyson's ear.
And Ryan had to reach into the runner. That's the way a first baseman can get hurt. When you have to reach, if the runner goes right through your arm, boy, he can really hurt you. It looked like Ryan caught that ball and got jarred a little bit. He's kind of shaking his arm right now, but he wasn't afraid to reach over past the runner to make that play. As you anticipate the collision, you start to turn your body to cushion the blow a little bit. But your arm is just hanging there while the guy goes by at full speed.
Well, a nice play on both ends. Now 2 outs. And here's Omar Infante, who takes strike 1. Infante at bat for the 4th time tonight. He's 1 for 3. Had a single and scored in front of Alex Gordon's 2-run home run in the 4th inning. Infante, a .257 average for the year now. The 0-1 pitch to him. The breaking ball kind of got left high and inside. 1-1. Klein sets again. And misses low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Now the next pitch to Infante. Popped him up. Third base side into foul territory, Sardinas. And Luis makes the catch. That will do it. So Phil Klein works a 1-2-3 8th inning. One more shot for the Rangers coming to bat in the top of the 9th, trailing 4-1 on Fox Sports Southwest. Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. By AT&T UVerse TV. Find out what's possible with AT&T Call 1-800-PICK-ATT, mobilizing your world. And by your Texas Ford dealers, the Ford Summer Spectacular Sales Event, now playing at a Ford dealer near you. Well, the top of the ninth has arrived, and arriving on the mound to the cheer of the 15,000 plus is Greg Holland, the Royals closer.
He's tied for the major league lead with 41 saves over the last 2 years. Since the start of 2013, 88 for 93 saving ball games, 41 for 43 this year. Pretty incredible numbers. 78 strikeouts, only 18 walks.
And Holland had the save here night before last, and he fires a strike to Leonys Martin. It's 1-1. Holland, 41 saves, best in the American League, and he is tied with Craig Kimbrough and Trevor Rosenthal for the major league lead. Martin 1 for 3 tonight. Singled his last time up. Hits it hard, but right to Hosmer. He will take it to the bag himself. That is out number 1. So Holland gets the first out. Now Luis Sardinas coming up. Hey, what the Rangers in the 3 games here haven't been exactly overpowered by the tail end of the Kansas City bullpen. They've had some pretty good at-bats against them. Just nothing to show for it.
Yeah, Davis has pitched twice. Inning and a third, didn't strike anybody out.
Sardinas 1 for 3 also tonight. 1 ball, no strikes. Luis got the start at second base against the left-hander Jason Vargas, then moved over to third. Inning before last. 2-0 now the count. Holland to the plate. And Sardinas taking all the way. It's 2-1. Sardinas still just 21 years of age. Put together a very solid season at AAA. It's fouled off and finds himself even in the count now to Holland at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Holland, a 28-year-old from Marion, North Carolina. 10th round pick in the 2007 draft. Not a big right-hander, just 5'10", and goes about 205. Kind of stocky in the 2-2 pitch. We'll try it again. Ron Washington's club trying to find a way to come back in this game and snap this 4-game losing streak before they head home. Holland reading the signs from Perez. And another chop foul. So Sardinas having a pretty good at bat, staying alive on some tough pitches. Last year, Greg Holland averaged almost 14 strikeouts per 9 innings. Set a new Kansas City Royals record in that regard. In the dirt, swung on and missed. And Sardinas is gone on strikes, 2 away.
Now Holland's got an exceptional fastball, but a lot of his strikeouts come on a slider or splitter. You're geared up for the fastball. You have to be. And then he throws, that looked like a splitter right there. And they'll get you to swing at it out of the strike zone.
Well, it's up to Daniel Robertson if this ninth inning is to continue. Robertson 1 for 4 with a third inning double. Daniel at 295 now with the average. Hollins, first pitch to him. Right down the middle for strike one. The crowd now on their feet here at Kauffman Stadium. 15,771 the announced crowd tonight. Oh, 1 pitch. A ball and a strike. Holland ready once again. 1-2. Daniel Robertson now trying to figure out how he can continue this inning, how he can keep things going for the Rangers. 4-1 Kansas City. Elvis Andrus in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a shot at Holland here in the ninth inning. The 1-2 offering. Got him swinging. Holland strikes out a pair, has a 1-2-3 ninth inning, and the Royals win their third straight as they send the Rangers down to defeat 4-1 the final here tonight. The Royals winning the series, sweeping the series against the Rangers. We'll come back to Kauffman Stadium and wrap things up right after this on Fox Sports Southwest.